Most people assume engine problems come from mileage, but most of the time, it's the repeated driving habits. A BMW engine runs at much higher pressure and speed than most cars, and that power depends on smooth load and steady oil flow. The moment you disturb it with certain driving habits, you start affecting how those internal parts work together. The wear starts immediately and builds up over time. In this video, we're going to break down 7 driving habits that quietly damage your BMW engine. And toward the end, I'll show you a simple system I call the BMW Engine Stress Audit. A quick check you can do in about 10 minutes to spot early signs before they build into expensive issues. Habit 1. Starting the car and driving off immediately. Most people start their BMW, shift into drive, and move off almost immediately, sometimes even pressing the accelerator within a few seconds. It feels normal because the car responds without any warning, and nothing seems wrong in that moment. But inside the engine, that's one of the most sensitive phases of operation. At startup, the oil is still thick and hasn't fully circulated through all the critical components yet. Parts like the camshaft, timing system, and cylinder walls are not fully lubricated. At the same time, the engine is still cold, and the metal components haven't expanded to their proper operating clearances. So, when you apply load too early, you're forcing movement and pressure across surfaces that aren't fully protected. You'll notice it as a slightly rougher idle, a faint ticking sound, or a heavier feel in the engine during the first minute. Most drivers ignore it because it disappears quickly. But that short window is where a lot of early wear begins. Do this instead. Start the engine and let it run for about 30 to 60 seconds. Then begin driving gently, keeping your RPM low, ideally under 3,000, for the first few minutes. This allows the oil to fully circulate and gives the engine time to stabilize before handling load. It takes less than a minute each time. Over a year, that's only a few hours of total time. Compare that to premature engine wear that can easily cost $2,000 or more. And most of that bill comes from labor and the secondary damage that builds up gradually. Short idling is enough. The goal isn't to sit and warm the car for long, but to avoid putting it under load too early. And once this habit combines with what happens during short drives, the problem doesn't stop at startup. It carries into how the engine handles the rest of your trip. Habit 2. Only driving short distances. A lot of BMW owners use their car for quick trips. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, just enough to get from one place to another. The engine starts, you drive, you park, and everything seems fine. But what's happening inside the engine during those short trips is very different. When the engine doesn't reach full operating temperature, moisture from combustion doesn't evaporate properly. At the same time, small amounts of unburnt fuel begin to mix with the engine oil. Instead of being burned off, they stay trapped inside. Over time, this turns the oil into a diluted mixture that no longer protects the engine the way it should. You won't notice it immediately, but after a while it shows up as reduced fuel efficiency, heavier engine feel, and in some cases, a slight drop in performance. In more severe cases, it leads to sludge buildup, thick deposits that restrict oil flow inside the engine. If you notice your oil level rising instead of dropping, or a milky or unusual residue on the oil cap, that's a sign something isn't right. It usually means fuel or moisture is building up because the engine isn't getting hot enough long enough. Instead, try to include at least one longer drive in your routine, about 10 to 15 minutes, where the engine can fully warm up and stay at operating temperature. This allows moisture and fuel contaminants to burn off properly. This doesn't cost anything, but ignoring it can turn a simple oil change into a much bigger issue. Cleaning sludge buildup or dealing with oil-related engine wear can easily run into $1,000 to $1,500, and most of that cost comes from labor and the internal cleaning required. Once this pattern continues, it doesn't just affect the oil. It starts influencing how the engine responds under load, especially when you demand power too quickly. Habit 3. Switching between drive and reverse without fully stopping. In tight parking situations, a lot of drivers shift between drive and reverse while the car is still slightly moving. You ease off the brake, the car is rolling just a little, and you quickly switch gears to save time. It feels efficient. The car doesn't block you from doing it, so it seems like nothing is wrong. But inside the drivetrain, this is a completely different story. When your BMW is in motion, even at very low speed, the transmission, drive shaft, and internal engine load are all aligned in one direction. The moment you shift from drive to reverse, while the car is still rolling forward, you're forcing that entire system to abruptly change direction under load. That's not a smooth transition. It's a shock. Internally, clutches inside the transmission have to grab and stop that motion instantly, then reverse it. That sudden force doesn't just stay in the transmission. Part of it transfers back into the engine as resistance and stress. It's subtle, but it's there every time. You'll usually feel it as a small jerk, a clunk, or a hesitation before the gear fully engages. Many drivers ignore it because it happens quickly and the car continues moving like normal. But those small jolts are repeated impact loads. Over weeks and months, they begin to wear down internal components faster than they should. This is where it gets expensive. If this habit continues, it doesn't just affect one part. The stress spreads across the drivetrain, transmission components, mounts, and even engine load balancing. Repairs can easily range from $2,000 to $5,000. And most of that cost isn't the part itself. It's the labor and the cascading damage that builds over time. A quick way to avoid all of this is to bring the car to a complete stop before changing direction. Let the vehicle settle for just a second, then shift smoothly into drive or reverse. That 1 second pause removes the shock completely. Over a full year, that's only a few extra minutes added to your driving time. But skipping that pause repeatedly creates a pattern of stress that builds quietly in the background. If you've started noticing stronger jerks, delayed engagement, or a rougher feel when shifting, this is one of the first habits to check. In many cases, the issue isn't a failing system. It's how the system is being used. That shock becomes part of your routine. It often overlaps with another habit people don't even realize they're doing. Habit 4, resting your foot on the accelerator. While braking, quick check. Next time you're in traffic or on a slope, glance at your feet. If both pedals are slightly pressed at the same time, that's the habit. A lot of drivers do this without realizing it. You're inching forward, trying to stay smooth, maybe holding position on a hill, so you balance the car with both pedals. It feels controlled, the car doesn't complain, so it becomes normal. But here's what's actually happening. The engine is producing power, pushing fuel into combustion to move the car forward, while the braking system is applying force to stop that same movement. You've basically created a situation where the engine is working against itself. That conflict turns into heat. Not useful heat, wasted heat. The engine is doing work that isn't translating into motion, and over time, that extra load builds up in the system. Components that are already heat sensitive start seeing more stress than they should. You won't get a warning light for this. Instead, it shows up in small ways. The car feels slightly heavier when pulling off. The response isn't as clean. Fuel usage starts creeping higher than normal. This is where it gets expensive. It's not just fuel being wasted. You're adding repeated thermal stress to the engine, putting extra strain on the cooling system, and slowly accelerating wear across multiple components. Left unchecked, that pattern can contribute to repairs in the $1,000 to $3,000 range, and most of that cost comes from labor and the buildup of secondary issues. A better way to handle this: separate the inputs. When braking, come fully off the accelerator. When moving, release. The brake first, then apply throttle smoothly. It's a small adjustment, but it removes that internal conflict completely. It doesn't cost you any extra time, it just changes how the engine is loaded. Over a year, that's hours of unnecessary stress avoided for something that takes zero extra effort. If you notice the car feeling slightly strained or less responsive in slow traffic, this is one of the first habits to correct. Save this. It's the kind of checklist most BMW owners only realize after the damage has already started. Once you eliminate this kind of resistance, you'll start noticing another pattern, especially when the car is being held in place using power instead of letting the brakes do the work. Habit 5. Holding the car on an incline, using the accelerator. On a slope, whether it's traffic, a junction, or a parking ramp, a lot of drivers keep the car from rolling backward by lightly pressing the accelerator instead of using the brake. The car stays in place. It feels steady. After a while, it becomes automatic. But internally, the engine is not at rest. To keep the car from rolling, the engine has to constantly generate just enough power to fight gravity. That means it's under load the entire time. Even though the car isn't actually moving, there's no forward motion to help with cooling. No airflow passing through the system, just steady resistance, and that resistance turns into heat. Unlike normal driving, where load and cooling work together, this situation creates heat without relief. Over time, that adds unnecessary thermal stress to the engine and surrounding components. You might notice a slight vibration, a strained sound, or the feeling that the car is holding itself up instead of sitting naturally. It's subtle, but it's there. And because this often happens multiple times in a single drive, especially in stop-and-go traffic, that stress builds faster than most people realize. This is where the cost begins to show up. Repeated strain like this contributes to wear across multiple systems, and when it adds up, repairs can easily move into the $1,000 to $3,000 range. And as usual, the expense isn't just one component. It's the combined effect of heat, pressure, and time. A cleaner way to manage it: use the brake to hold the car in place. Let the engine stay unloaded instead of forcing it to fight gravity. When it's time to move, release the brake and apply the accelerator smoothly. It's a simple switch in habit, but it removes a constant source of unnecessary stress. If you catch the engine sounding strained or feel a slight vibration while holding position, that's usually your cue that the engine is doing more work than it should. Now, there's another pattern that doesn't involve holding the car still. It happens when the car is moving, but the way power is demanded creates a completely different kind of strain. Habit 6. Flooring the car. From low speed, sudden throttle bursts. It usually happens when you're trying to merge, overtake, or just move quickly out of a slow situation. The road opens up, and you press the accelerator hard, sometimes all the way down, from a very low speed. The car responds instantly. It feels powerful. That's what BMW is known for, but what feels smooth from the driver's seat is actually a sudden load spike inside the engine. At low speed, the engine isn't fully in its optimal power band yet. When you demand maximum power suddenly, you're forcing the engine to go from low load to high load almost instantly. That creates a sharp increase in pressure, temperature, and internal stress. It's not the acceleration itself that's the issue. It's how abruptly it happens. Inside the engine, components are suddenly dealing with higher combustion pressure and torque demand before everything has stabilized. Over time, these repeated spikes create wear patterns that don't show up immediately, but build gradually. You may notice it as a slightly rough surge, a delayed response before the power kicks in, or a feeling that the car is jumping instead of accelerating smoothly. This is where it begins to affect long-term performance. Repeated sudden throttle inputs increase strain on internal components and contribute to wear that can lead to repairs in the range of $2,000 or more. And again, the real cost isn't just one part. It's the combined stress across multiple systems reacting to those spikes. A more controlled way to handle it: roll into the accelerator progressively. Let the engine build power smoothly instead of demanding it all at once. This keeps load changes gradual and reduces internal stress. It doesn't slow you down in any meaningful way. It just changes how the power is delivered. If you notice the car lurching or surging when you accelerate from low speed, that's often a sign the load is being applied too abruptly. What makes this habit tricky is that it feels like proper use of performance, when in reality, it's creating uneven stress patterns that build over time. Speaking of patterns that seem harmless, but create hidden strain, there's one more that often goes unnoticed, especially during tight turns and low-speed maneuvers. Habit 7. Accelerating. While the steering is fully turned, this usually happens during tight turns, pulling out of a parking space, making a U-turn, or navigating narrow areas. The steering wheel is turned all the way to one side, and at the same time, you press the accelerator to move the car forward. It feels normal. The car moves, the turn is completed, and nothing seems out of place. But at that moment, multiple systems are under maximum load at the same time. When the steering is at full lock, the steering system is already working at its highest resistance point. The power steering system is under pressure, and components connected through the belt system are engaged heavily. Now add acceleration to that. the engine is producing power, but part of that energy is being diverted into maintaining that extreme steering position. Instead of smooth forward motion, the system is dealing with combined resistance, movement plus steering load. That combination increases stress. You might notice a slight drop in smoothness, a heavier feel in the steering, or even a faint strain sound when moving off at full lock. Most drivers overlook it because it only lasts a few seconds, but like the others, it's the repetition that matters. Every time you accelerate with the wheel fully turned, you're stacking load on the system in a way it's not meant to sustain repeatedly. Over time, that contributes to wear across components and adds strain that can lead to repairs in the $1,000 to $3,000 range, especially when combined with other habits. A better approach here is simple. Begin to straighten the steering slightly before applying more throttle. Let the car start moving with less resistance, then complete the turn smoothly instead of forcing both actions at once. It doesn't change how fast you complete the turn, it just reduces the load on the system while you do it. If you ever feel the steering getting heavy or hear a slight strain when moving off in a tight turn, that's a sign the system is under more load than it should be. Individually, each of these habits seems small, but when they repeat over time, they form a pattern. One that gradually increases stress inside the engine without obvious warning. That's exactly why it helps to have a simple way to check how your engine is really doing, before those patterns turn into something expensive. The BMW Engine Stress Audit. By themselves, each of these habits feels small. A quick shift here, a little pressure on the pedal there, or a tight turn while moving off. Nothing dramatic happens in the moment, and that's exactly why most drivers ignore them. But when those actions repeat day after day, they form patterns. And those patterns are what slowly builds stress inside the engine. That's why it helps to have a simple way to check what's really going on before it turns into something expensive. This is what I call the BMW Engine Stress Audit. It's a quick check you can do in about 5 to 10 minutes once a month. The goal is not to fix anything immediately, but to notice early signs before they develop into real problems. Start with the cold start. Pay attention to how the engine sounds in the first few seconds. It should be smooth and stable. If you hear ticking, uneven idle, or a rough start, that's usually an early sign that something isn't operating as cleanly as it should. Then move on to how the car feels when you begin driving. The response should be smooth and consistent. If the engine feels slightly heavy, delayed, or less responsive in the first minute, that's often where early stress patterns begin to show. Next, observe the idle when the car is stationary. The engine should maintain a steady rhythm. If there's vibration, fluctuation, or inconsistency, it can point to buildup or imbalance developing over time. After that, take note of overall responsiveness during normal driving. If acceleration no longer feels as smooth or the car doesn't respond as cleanly as it used to, that usually reflects underlying stress that has been building gradually. Finally, pay attention to your fuel usage. If you find yourself using more fuel for the same type of driving, that's often one of the earliest signs that efficiency is being affected. Altogether, this check takes less than 10 minutes. That's about 2 hours over an entire year, which is less time than most people spend waiting at fuel stations. But those 10 minutes can help you catch issues early, when they're still simple and inexpensive to manage. Most engine problems aren't sudden. They build over time, from repeated stress, excess heat, and small habits that go unnoticed. Reduce the stress. Control the load. Pay attention to the early signs. That's how you keep your BMW engine running smoothly for the long term. And in the next video, I'll break down hidden tricks you need to know in your BMW in just a few minutes. Less than 1% of drivers actually use this.